Giants' sort of back half game really was the sort of one of the more decisive aspects of the game. Did you sort of see it that way as well? Their transition game, you sort of seemed to struggle to contain it, I guess.
Yeah, their polish and their execution obviously was as good as we've played against. I thought our method was right. We win most of the stats that we want to win, other than one, the scoreboard, and two, just their efficiency inside 50. So to keep a team to 36 inside 50s but allow them to score 100 points is just, it's not good enough. So we'll look at the reasons why, but on the flip side, we thought we gave ourselves an opportunity to score. Our front half game looked better, and we've just got to get back to work. But yeah, disappointing day.
Was it as much work rate by them when they'd slingshot out of defence, do you think, that made that?
Oh, well, based on numbers, it wasn't that they were going coast to coast. It wasn't a D50 transition. It was turnovers between the arcs. So, their polish and execution was just better. Their inside 50 connection is, they've obviously got 6 forwards that have played together for a long time, and their synergy inside their front end is pretty good. They've taken 18 marks inside 50, so and only got it in there 36 times. So that's they're at the top end of their game, and on the flip side, we're just not getting some reward for effort. But I think the positive was that we did execute better than what we did last week, but it just wasn't up to the standard.
Were you happy with the way you finished the game? Because at three-quarter time you could have dropped your bundle, but you had that patch that you really pushed them all the way until probably that Callum Ward goal with 6 minutes to go. Yeah,
to be 3 goals down. And to be fair, I was sort of really proud of the boys we responded a couple of times. I think we were 4 or 5 goals down a couple of times during the game, and we didn't turn our toes up at all. And we want to make sure that we don't do that at any stage throughout the rest of the season. So our supporters expect us to be competitive and expect us to win, and so do we. So we can't give up at all, ever. And I was really proud of the boys that, you look at the numbers in the last quarter, I think we kept them to 6 inside 50s, but the hardest thing is they kick 3 goals from those six entries, and it's just dents your spirit. So, but to the boys' credit, we just kept fighting, which is all I can ask.
A real feature today, Adam, was your contested ball game. I think you would have been really impressed with the likes of Prestia, Hopper and Taranto, who really went to work in the game earlier to really keep you in the contest, particularly in the first half.
Yeah, well, particularly across the whole game, really. And against a strong contest team in Giants. So their clearance numbers throughout the season have been top 4, and for us to not only match them in that area, but beat them in that area, I couldn't be proud of our midfield crew, and to obviously have Dion back in the team. The boys love playing with him, and he sets us up around stoppage and clearance, and our boys fought really hard in there, which was good to see.
That's really supportive with Dan Curtis in the ruck, who was outstanding as well, just giving you so much drive through the middle of the ground, and particularly his ruck work around the ground as well.
Yeah, it was a good battle. Their ruck's in good form as well. So, that midfield battle the whole day was really, really strong, and obviously Nank's in terrific form, and leading strongly as he has done in previous weeks. So, we're really happy with Nank's game again.
It's the first time you've had Prestia, Taranto and Hopper together since about round 2, I think. How are you finding the balance of coaching the group without some of those dynamic, experienced players and trying to demand the standard that you'd expect? How are you finding that balance?
Yeah, well, that's the balancing act. And when we've got kids, we understand that there's going to be form fluctuations when we've got younger players in there. But today was around exactly that. We've got almost our best midfield that we've had for a long time, and I'm really proud that we've come out with those numbers, and that's going to take a little bit of time too. Dion hasn't played for a little while, so it was amazing what he did today, but the longer they play together, the better. But we've been able to manage and see the silver lining when they haven't been in the team, and that's getting Thompson down, Kane McAuliffe getting them opportunities. But right now we're going to pick our best team, and as you can see, the 3 that were in there today are easily in our best team.
How's Tim Taranto? Looked like a pretty serious concussion.
Yeah, he's obviously concussed, and he got subbed out with that, so he'll go into the protocol. So he seems okay walking around now, but it's just a standard concussion, and we're going to obviously miss him because he was in good form again.
was your lowest crowd in 20 years at the MCG, except for the COVID years. How disappointing is that, and what do you sort of, I guess, have to say to the fans to try and get them back to the ground, I guess?
Oh, well, I can't fault our supporters. It's obviously in the middle of the winter and we're last on the ladder. But they've stuck with us all season. Can understand we're playing an interstate team today, but I think we raised $80,000 today for the Madeline Foundation, or Alana Madeline Foundation, which is something we're really, really proud of. So for all our fans that obviously got out there today in the cold, and we really thank them for that. So we hope obviously our next game is against Collingwood at the G, and Tiger Army will be back out there.
It's not related to that question, but when's Dusty back? When do you hope to have him back?
Yeah, we'll see how he trains this week. So we've got a 6-day break, so he obviously hasn't played, so he'll be fresh. It's just all around his fitness. So if his back's okay, we'll get an understanding of that on Tuesday. I think we're in on Tuesday, and then our main session's on Thursday. So we'll get a clearer picture of that later in the week.
Some really encouraging signs up forward from some of your younger players like Ryan and Steely Green, who really had some impact throughout the course of the game as well.
Yeah, and that's the exciting thing, and they'll just get better with playing. The more games they can play together, the synergy is going to be even better. So I thought our execution was still off at times. There's times our forwards are leading and crashing into each other, which shouldn't happen. But that's just going to get better over time. But Steely's he's been in really good form at VFL, so he really deserved his opportunity today, and it was great to see him hit the scoreboard because he gives us a lot of energy and pressure. And Samson was in good form when he went out with his ankle, so we couldn't wait to get him back in.
Noah Bolter, where do you think you'll end up playing him when you've got a full complement of guys available?
Yeah, well, we might go back. We won't have. We've obviously got Gibcus and Tyler Young, and we've got a lot of key defenders that are out. And I've said this before, I think we need 2 of him. So right now he's helping down back because we are limited down there, and we wanted to get some exposure with Samson and Cozzy. So we're just got to wait and see. Obviously, when everyone's available, I still think he can be potent as a second ruck and as a forward, but you can see what he does down back as well. So his leadership and his buy-in to going either end has been terrific. And as I said, we need 2 of him at the moment.
What about Tom Lynch? You're confident you get him back in 6 weeks to play, or do you get to a point where you put a line through him, prepare him for next year?
Well, we won't get him back this week coming, but we've set a plan that we'll try and get him back for at least the last month. So we'll get a fair bit of volume of training into him for another 2 or 3 weeks, and then a month of footy is a long time, and I think the confidence he'll get from stringing 4 games together before the end of the season, I think is going to hold him in good stead for pre-season and moving forward. So we owe it to our fans that when our players are fit, we want them out there playing. So when he's fit and available and got enough volume in, he'll play some footy by the end of the season for sure.
Any other concerns outside of Taranto from today with injuries?
No, Ryan Mansell copped a little bit of a knock on the knee, and but then come back out on the ground, so he'll be okay. He's a strong kid, but touch wood, everyone else got through, so we'll need him 6-day break to head over to Port.
Sorry, mate. Shay was okay, sort of seemed to cop a little something.
Yeah, well, he tweaked his groin last week in a marking contest, and sort of tweaked the same thing. But his last quarter, he went into the midfield when Tim went out. It gave us a bit of drive and gave us a bit of spark. So he was okay. He got through the game.
Do you think he'd prefer to play midfield? I mean, again, you'd like to have 2 of him. What's your plan with him?
Yeah, well, it's pretty much wherever the game needs him. So if last week he did minimal midfield time because he was really potent in the front end, if we feel like, and today he copped a fair tag, Perriman was going really close and tight with him, so we just felt like there was an opportunity to get him up the ground, get him into the midfield, and we sent Tom Brown forward. So it's horses for courses. If you feel like if we need to get him in the game, he'll get some midfield exposure, but if you feel like he's got a match up that we like forward, we'll keep him there. Thanks, guys.